What's up, everybody? I'm Novo coming at you with another one. I thought I would check in on some crypto. I haven't done crypto in a while, and my three favorites actually: Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. So it looks like zooming in here. It looks like Bitcoin has recovered from yet another dip over the last few weeks. And we're probably going to be testing for higher highs on the weekly. And we've got a nice little consolidation happening here. So where is the next pause or the stop? Let's have a look at, where was it? If we did the Gann box from here, from there to there, right? So what I'll do is I'll go from this bottom under this top. So that's our bottom. And then bring up the 0.5. So you see how I lined up here under this top. This is on log scale. Let me just turn that off for a sec. This is a quick, rough and ready way to figure out a 100% move of the dip, right? So we're lined up from here under this line, and then we pull it up until the 0.5 is right there. And then, we can drag it across X amount. And that would say right here would be our destination. And then we'd be looking for a 0.5 move, right? Kind of did a 0.5 move skip here. And now we're going to retriangulate again. So we are under this top lined up with this bottom, like so. And now we're going to drag this bad boy up to match. And then we're going to drag this out like so. And we're expecting a move up around, what is that? Like 73 grand. So we'll grab this little bad boy. I'll just stick them right here. And we're kind of in line with our pre-calculation of our route on our way up to the top. So once we finally break out, it's not going to be a straight line. We'll probably zigzag, that sort of thing. And we'll head up towards 73.5. And it looks like, what is that, end of March? So we'll move this over here. Don't think it'll be quite March. It might be a little bit later. But the way things are moving, I mean, it looks like, excuse me, I'm telling you, your health is more important than money. I think that this might be too steep, and we may have to recalculate out a little further. It might be a different tangent. So if I get my, where are you? My Gann fan. I want to say more like so. Where does that put us? September. I might even go a little later and say December. So somewhere around there. That means this might have to move a little later. This might have to move a little later. But I'm starting to feel like this should go out a little more. So if we put an arrow from here to there, and this range of expansion there, I think our ultimate top might be somewhere in here. And this stuff I'll have to recalculate another time. We got to wait for a top. Anyway, it looks like I think we're headed that way. And, the steeper we go, the more I want to pick another line to come down on. But looking at a microcycle where we're at right now in our next destination, I think that's what we're going to be looking at. So maybe we'll see a move up to about here, and then maybe come back down, test, and then move up. Actually, why don't we just draw that in and see how that plays out. There. So it could be we go like so. I mean, it might be another one, but that's our zigzag pattern. Oops. And let's get rid of this guy. So it could be that that's what we're going to see over the next part of, well, I guess half of the month if we do go for a run. Anytime we break out from a higher high, it looks like, we got to come back down and test support. So that seems to work out well. And then this angle might happen here. And just like this, it might be one angle of magnitude, I guess is what they would call it, to the right. So we could actually head something like that, right? So let's delete that. So I think that's what we're looking at, excuse me, with regards to Bitcoin. And yeah, we're just about to punch through. So RSI, when it's screaming, that's when we get a good run. That's probably what's going to happen. And then once the RSI and money flow index turn, we'll probably get this guy. Might be relatively quick, or it could be drawn out a bit like this. I don't think it'll be like that. I think it'll be more like a faster dump and then a bounce, trigger stops and then go, right? And after this, then we got to start looking at some sideways movement again to make sure that we come up on our moving averages. And let's have a look. We'll go Japanese candles. And price above the 20 is good. We kind of came close, went up, kind of came close. If we're still rolling down here, that might be the long pullback back to the 20 week. But you can see the heartbeat on the weekly, right? And we're just starting to turn here. This is up. This is meh. But I think this might be the move to run up. So that's it for Bitcoin. Not much else to say. We're just waiting for a move, and we can see a lot of buying and accumulating. So a lot of faith is happening here. These guys down here are probably going to sell here and then compound back down, betting that we see a bounce on the previous highs, right? So it's almost like a double support. So resistance will become support. We're just going to punch through and then come back down. I think that's what's going to happen with BLX over the next little while. Moving over to ETH. Where are you? Okay. So ETH compared to BTC has been a little bit weaker. So the trade-off of the two pairs are coming down. And we're below the zero cross, which is why we've got these red candles. And it looks like it might come down a bit more. So I think money is going to leave ETH and go into BTC for the next couple weeks. At least that's what I'm seeing. And if we go over to ETH USD, that is the cup and the handle forming. So maybe a little bit more, maybe a week or so. Pushing down, we can see confirmation here on the US dollar too. So Bitcoin and the US dollar looks like it's slowly leaving ETH and getting ready for a run. We're about halfway, so it's more like a consolidation. It doesn't look like a dump. So we might be testing the 20-day at around 1687 if we stay above. Well, we just saw that candle start to go a little bit lower. Let me turn that off. And we'll go 4 hour. Yeah, like we're really close. 1650. What is this here? 1700. Yeah, I think 1675, 1700 might be the grind before we try and do a leg back up again. On the hourly, let me turn that off. Yeah, that's that sideways. We're just in this, looks like a triangle as we're starting. We got that resistance line here, and we got a break above that resistance line. Let me see if I can form a triangle here. What's screaming out at me? Actually, it's more like a channel, to be honest. But kind of like that. And then we're waiting for the turn. Maybe. What do you think? How's that look? That looks better. There we go. I think we're zeroed in now. So I think we're going to grind through this quadrant here, and then that cycle finishes March 16 at 6 a.m. Likely happened before that. 15th, what is that, a Monday? Yeah, could be a Monday. Go back to half day. So the only thing that's jumping out at me is this line right here. So I almost want to say that, I mean, if it were to dump today, it's kind of like that, right? This one kind of created a little bit more of support. And plus, if we went like off of that, I'd even go a little shallower off of this guy here. Quite possible, but I think the bounce is going to happen maybe over the weekend, and then starting Monday, we'll start trailing back up again. Now, if we look for a flat line support, looking left, we've got to be above this quadrant here. There. Yeah, so between that and that, somewhere around here, all these lines seem to be intersecting, and it says like March 13th. So maybe the turn on the half day will be right about there. If we go to daily, how's it looking? Well, today is definitely a red day, and we're going to support, and that candle close is like right there. Let me just kind of zero in a bit more. And then the other candle between these two here, that seems to line up. So yeah, looks like the dip is somewhere in between here, and then hopefully a bounce. And then when this triangle closes out, that should be the handle to this cup. And then we will be looking at a new target. What do you figure? 2,500? Let's try the old Ganbox. Smaducci. So right about if we count the wick, I shouldn't. I should be counting the body. Let's be safe and just count the body. We'll count that body there. And let's see if we can get an angle here. Go full screen. does kind of line up. The triangle does kind of end right about here. And we are looking at, well, we'll do this. Try a triangle from, where are you? Here to here to there. Get rid of that guy. So it could be that this handle forms and then we do a run up somewhere around here. And what does that say? 2480, 2490. Well, let's go for a bit of insurance. We'll say, we'll say 2490. $24.90. Oh, what did I just do? $24.90. So we'll put all tux here at $24.90 around April 2nd. Have a look back in time at April 1st. You might be a little shocked on what you find, what happens on that day. That might be the fake out. Anyways, nice little cup. There's the handle. There's our trajectory. This is the range that I think we're going to be heading in for Ethereum on our next leg to the upside. So let's turn on the rabbit hole and have a look at some averages. What do we got going on here? We got the 50 kind of heading up towards this accumulation zone, and the 20 might be the argument for support. So it could be that though we went down the 20 and we broke through, the 20 might be our support line, and it does line up with this triangle here. So the bounce is looking like it's going to definitely happen right about there, and then our next run up. So get ready for YouTube videos saying that they're going to show you a chart that nobody's looking at. Impossible. How can nobody be looking at a chart when they've all got like 50,000 followers and whatnot? Anyway, don't fall into that hoopla. Let the chart tell you what's going on, right? We had sell off, sell off, sell off, sell off, but we had buyers, 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 buyers. Now we've got buying, profits, buying, profits, buying, 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 and profits. Now we're compounding. We're getting ready for the next big buy so that we can run up. At least that's what the chart is saying. So that's looking pretty good for Ethereum. However, I think Bitcoin is going to be the ship to raise all ships in the tide, or the tide to raise all ships in the tide, right? I think it's going to run up and lead the alts up. So that's it for Ethereum. Let's have a look at, my God, I got like less than 2 minutes. LTC. I'm super bullish on LTC because it's been wound through the dumps harder than Ethereum, and look how well Ethereum has done. Right now, look at Litecoin. Just like the heartbeat, the range expansion that's happening is totally beautiful. I'm down to my last minute, so it looks like I'm not going to be able to do anything, but I think this might be my favorite alt to play with, and I'm just stretching out. I'm just stretching out Litecoin so that you can see what I'm looking at. So you can see this range, this wall that we're being denied, and this base that we seem to be following, and the range expansion that's happening. Soon that's going to change and we'll go down to a lower level. We're down to 17 seconds. Will I get this out in time? We will do, say that, and it looks like we might be following this line here. So out of time, crypto. Trade safe.